Hello students, Mr. Bockold here. So I am going to show you how the ACT looks online. First off, if you've taken the paper pencil version, it was great, but the ACT online is pretty sweet and I want you to see some of the features. So when we press start here, I'm going to press start. The first thing I want you to notice is in the upper right-hand corner up here, you have a timer. That timer is wonderful, but it could be stressful. So when you take the ACT here at New Ames, we are going to give you a sticky note that you can just place on the top in the upper right-hand corner if you would like to cover it up so that doesn't stress you out. The nice thing about that timer is it's kind of small, and so it's easily forgotten about. At the end of the ACT, at the end of each section of the ACT, a 5-minute timer will pop up and you will close that out, but it'll give you an opportunity to be like, oh, 5 minutes left and to plan accordingly. So I want to show you a few features. So first off, in the upper left-hand corner up here, you can navigate through the test with these arrows. So what I like about this, let's see if I can make this bigger. Yes, I can. What I like about this is when you click on the next, for the English section, it's going to highlight it for you, so it's easy to find it, and that's wonderful. The next feature I wanted to share with you is the review. So I'm just going to pretend to answer a few to show you what it looks like. I'm going to answer a few. If you ever want to bookmark a question, let's say that you want to come back to a question a few minutes, we're at the end of the test. You're like, I'm not too sure about the answer. You have 2 minutes extra at the end, and then you want to go back and check those or double check or whatever it might be. You can bookmark those. So I'm going to bookmark a few so you can see what it looks like. So I've bookmarked 3 of them. This review feature is incredible. So we do a drop-down menu, and right here it'll be all of my questions. So the gold circle means I haven't answered them, and the bookmarks are there, and it kind of shows all of that too. If I want to curate a list for me, here's all the unanswered questions. But if I want to go even further, here's all the bookmark questions. So let's say at the end of the test, I have 4 or 5 that I bookmark. I want to check real quick. I can just easily go to the bookmark. Furthermore, if I'm to the point where there's a minute left and I've got 10 questions I haven't answered, I can just go to the review, hit unanswered, go to those, guess, move on to the next one, move on to the next one, and guess and guess and guess, make sure I've answered all of them. Another feature that is pretty sweet is this little answer eliminator. So on the hand test, you can just cross things off with the pencil. This one, it'll allow you to rule those out. The thing is, you have to go back and forth. So if I go next, you do have to go back and forth between those. Okay, so that's a cool feature. Another cool feature that I want to share with you is under the drop-down menu, you get to change the background and foreground. It's awesome. So most people are going to be basic AF and they're just going to use the black on white, which is default. You also have the cream or black on cream, black on light blue, black on light magenta. You've got dark mode, white on black. You've got yellow on blue, and then gray on green. This one helps. So these help you read a little bit faster. For certain brands of dyslexia, this could be really, really helpful. There's actually a lot of research into colors and the background color and the actual font. So it's nice to know what you're going to do when you actually take the ACT. So I just don't want you to go into the ACT and nerd out for 30 seconds, like, oh my gosh, it has dark mode. The first thing you should do is know which one you're going to want to use. If you want dark mode, first thing you do, as soon as you, before you even press start, switch it to dark mode. So I'm going to go back to, we'll leave it on dark mode just so you can kind of see. Actually, I don't like that. Some people do, some people don't. I'm basic. Another feature, you've got a magnifier. So you can just drag that, drop that wherever you want, and wherever your cursor is, it's going to magnify it. So that helps with a little bit visually impaired students. It can also help in the science section when you really want to zoom in on a graph. That can help. Now, the thing about this is you have to disable it if you want to get rid of it. So just keep that in mind. If you enable it, you have to disable it. Another feature is the show line reader mask. This one is great for students with ADHD. You can change the size of this to however you want. Oh, it's interfering with my face. One of the features that you don't get on the ACT is a recording of my face, and I'm really sorry, but you don't get to see my smiling face the entire ACT, just rooting you on. It would be awesome if that were doing, like if you selected the wrong answer, I'd be like, no. And then when you selected the right one, it'd be like, I can't do that, unfortunately. But it would be cool if I did, if we could. This line masker, you can change both of these, and you can move it around. So it's really nice. So a lot of students, it can help with the reading. You can just isolate a few lines or one line at a time. So that can be very beneficial to a few students, not all, but it can be very beneficial to a few. Now, once again, if you enable it, you have to disable it. You have to hide it. Another one you have are enable mask. I'm sorry, what is that? Answer masking. So this so if you're reading and you don't want those to, like maybe on the math one where it can start to mess you up a little bit, so you can disable those and see them and not see them, whatever it is. So once again, you have to enable or disable that. Another feature that I forgot to bring up, this is going to be really helpful for the reading one especially, is on the actual text, you can highlight, and you can highlight it blue, you can highlight it pink, whatever colors, and then you can unhighlight it too. So you can highlight. This would be very beneficial for the reading one. So keep that feature in mind. I do want to share a few more features. Let's sign out of this. Yes, return later. Let's sign back in. We'll do another practice test, and we're going to go to the mathematics now. Mathematics timed. So you'll like this feature. Let's go ahead and press start. Start. Okay, so once again, you move through here. You've got all those same features. You've got the background, foreground, magnifier, mask reader, enable answer masking, all of those things. In addition, you've got all of that. You've got the review. You've got the bookmark. But check this out right here. You've got a Desmos graphing calculator. I believe you get all of the features on it too. So this is pretty sweet. Oh, it's not playing well with my, let's go ahead and open that back up. Okay, so there it is. I'll stop adjusting the size of it. Okay, so you do have the Desmos graphing calculator. I done messed it up. It's not playing well with this window here. You could go home. Now, this is going to be great. If you know anything about Desmos, a lot of students were like, oh my gosh, a full Desmos calculator. That could really help with a lot of questions on the ACT. I strongly recommend you still bring your simple scientific calculator. When you need to multiply 3 times 7, that Desmos one it'll eat up some time entering those functions in. So instead of that, you've got the Desmos one for its jobs and its applications, but then have your regular calculator, make sure it's approved, and you can just quickly type that into your regular calculator. So use both calculators. I think that'll be very beneficial to you. Okay, I believe that's all of the features. Guys, you're gonna rock the ACT on March 11th. Remember, be to the school at 7:45, know your room number, get some sleep the night before, perhaps consider calling your manager at work and getting Wednesday night off. Plan your breakfast, plan your caffeine game, and don't forget to remember to plan to treat yourself after the ACT. Once you're done with all 4 tests, where are you going out to lunch? Are you going to go try McDonald's new spicy chicken sandwich, the one that's supposedly be able to compete with Popeyes and Chick-fil-A? My review on it: the chicken's good, the sauce is good, the buns are still McDonald's buns. It's okay, but Popeye still wins. But plan to treat yourself after the ACT. You guys are gonna rock it. As always, it's Mr. Bockholt. Keep reading, keep studying, rock that ACT.